What's going on, YouTube? My name is FG3000. I'm back in the place to be, and welcome to Angel Legion on this sick afternoon down here in Austin, Texas, but the show must go on. This is a brand new hero collector with idle game elements. It just came out a couple of days ago, so if you are interested, I will have the links in the description below. Let's go. I don't even know where that came from, but this is a hero collector, and you guys know what I always say when it comes to a hero collector can only be as fun as the heroes that you can collect. And slight spoiler, a spoiler, I'm going to tell you this in 10 seconds anyway, but a slight spoiler, this game will not be getting the FG3000 stamp of approval when it comes to heroes that you can collect, even though it's ticking a lot of my hero collecting boxes when it comes to waifus, when it comes to futuristic mixed with fantasy. However, all of the characters, they just look so samey. Like every single one of these waifus look like they have the same exact face, hashtag not racist. So even though they were all up in my FG3000 box ticking away, it's just not gonna get my stamp of approval. Like none of these characters, they do have different outfits, but every single one of them have like the same face. So no stamp of approval. There are male characters in the game though, and some robots, but they're all lower tier units, as you guys can see. So that is that. We'll not be getting the stamp of approval. However, I will give this game half credit. Checkity check this out. Now you guys know FG does not like hero collectors where you have to have a main character. I always feel like in those games, the main character that they assign to you is always the least interesting and the least creatively designed character in all of those games. Not a single one of them. 99.9% of all hero collectors that force a main character on you just have very uninteresting main characters. That's a real percentage. Don't fact check it, just respect it. However, every now and then a game does something a little bit different. So check this out. Here is our mysterious girl. This is going to be the main character that we all share. However, in this instance, check this out. The game goes full MMO mode on you. So you can actually create your own main character based on whatever you're into. And as you guys can see, here is my little hot blondie with little braids there. One eye, different color, got a little beauty mark there, some nice full lips. So I gotta give the game half credit on this one. If you are gonna force us to use a generic main character, do it like this. This is really nice. This is very, very nice. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I do like that. So shout out to them for making that happen. Also, the game thus far has been giving me a lot of free costumes. I don't know if any of these costumes are eventually going to, be locked behind paywalls and things like that. So far, they have just been mostly costumes that you get as rewards as you complete different campaigns. So there you have it. Very nice. Let's go ahead and jump over into a combat. Now, like I said a little bit earlier, this is a hero collector mixed with a little bit of idle game elements. And when I say that, basically it boils down to a little collect button. So as you're offline, you can hit collect. Your characters will always be fighting, getting you some fragments for characters, coins, etc., etc. So that is the idle game element there. Now here is the campaign screen. This is going to look a little bit different than most hero collectors. Here is our ship, and basically here on this campaign screen, what you're trying to do is kind of fly around the galaxy, and I'll kind of give you guys a real example. Fly around the galaxy, defeating these ships, collecting drops, getting equipment, getting loot. That way you're strong enough to defeat the campaign. So let me go ahead and give you guys a live example. Here's my ship. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to fight this ship. Now the game has some very good quality of life when it comes to that, because this is not the actual game. I'm using air quotes. This is just a way for you to get resources to help you go through the campaign. So as you guys can see, the game does have a skip battle function, so you don't even have to waste time going into combat or loading up. You go in there, you click skip battle, you defeat that ship, you get the rewards. And what you want to do is you want to defeat enough of these encounters to get to the point where you can actually do some combat here. Let me find the campaign screen. It's over here somewhere. Here it is, right over here. So here's the actual campaign screen. Now this is more likened to normal hero collectors and normal idle games. So here's my team. As you guys can see, just like in all idle games, they are constantly fighting. So that previous screen that I just showed you over there in the universe with your ship, you're gonna keep doing that until you get enough gear, enough equipment, enough power, and then you're gonna jump over here and actually proceed through the campaign. So that's kind of how the game works. So we're gonna jump into combat. Combat is, I almost feel like it still kind of functions as an idle game. Thus far, I'm level 30 right now. It's a good few hours in the game. I'm also in chapter 5. So far, the only thing that I have to interact with when it comes to combat is using skills. So playing the game on manual for me just doesn't make a lot of sense because it's like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna do a skill. There you go. So I'm just gonna keep the game on autoplay for this. Looks very reminiscent to Gate 6, ladies and gentlemen, but I gotta say this is probably not the futuristic hero collector that you're looking for. I know a lot of people out there like me kind of like or want a hero collector that doesn't just take place in anime or fantasy or like old school medieval fantasy. We want something that kind of treads that line between fantasy, futuristic, cyberpunk, etc., etc. Gate 6 was that, not no more. But I don't think this is the one that's going to fill that void, ladies and gentlemen. Even though there's nothing particularly wrong with it. It's just, for me, the heroes are just a little lackluster. The overall UI and the app performance, it's kind of hard to describe in a video, but if you play the game, you'll kind of feel that the app just does not feel snappy. It has this really kind of like old school font. That's super nitpicky, FG. I know. I just don't like this font. I see this font in like Chinese copy paste VIP MMOs and stuff like that. So every single time I see that font, I'm like, ugh, I don't like this font right here. When I see this font, I'm like, what is going on, YouTube? So that's the adventure mode. That's like your ship mode, your idle mode, as well as your combat. So what else can you do outside of that, FG? Well, here you go. There's a button over here called Extra, and here are all the extra gameplay modes right over here. So of course you have your tried and true arena mode. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into that right now. Load times aren't too bad. That's probably the worst load time that you'll see. But just like in most games, you're gonna pick out your opponent. Obviously, you want to pick out the weakest one you possibly can. Let me go ahead and get my dude up in my lineup here. Click fight, skip battle. There is no VIP needed for that, which I do appreciate when games realize that, you know, sometimes when it comes to these you versus the AI fights here, it's not really that interesting. You just really want to get your rank. So I like it when they allow you to skip like that. So that's that there. We'll just do one more. There's also a little additional items that you can bring into combat. So I can bring these little items here that'll either do damage or heal, etc., etc. In the future, there's also gods that you can bring into combat with you as well. So you have like a Minotaur, Medusa, Hercules, Pandora. So you can bring these into, I haven't got to this point just yet, but that's something else that you can look forward to in combat. I assume it's just like some type of summon, damage, heal, buff style of gameplay there. So that is that. Hello, thumbnail. All right, very nice. So that's that. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Gonna go over here to this next one. So here is the simulated alpha. So we're gonna go ahead and jump onto this. You pretty much know exactly, I'll let this one ride out. We're not gonna skip this battle here. This is basically like a damage race world boss style mode over here. So this is the reason why I'm not super like excited about the game, because a world boss is supposed to be kind of the most like amazing display of what the game is capable of. If you look at games like Overhit, I hate to bring it up, Overhit had some amazing looking world bosses. The same thing with Alune. That game has some fantastic world bosses. This one, I mean, not exciting enough for me. So my overall opinion here on this title is just that everything is just a little ho-hum, little humdrum. Everything's just not super exciting for me. One thing I forgot to mention though, man, I'm terrible. I'm sick, don't blame me. In addition to customizing your main character as far as looks and outfits are concerned, you can also switch her weapon type. So right now, my main character is using a katana. You can switch her out to use like a sniper rifle, for example, to switch her to range DPS if you choose to. So there's quite a bit of customization when it comes to your main character, and I do want to show you that here in a second. You want to do another one? Skip it this time though. There you go. Very nice. One more time, just to get the materials that I need to upgrade my character, because I do want to show you upgrading your character as well. Oh, let me get my reward. Quick claim, thank you for the quality of life there. So there you go. Moving on beyond that, there's a thing called Battlefield that opens up at level 25. Endless Trial, which sounds like your tried and true Endless Tower mode. I wish I could have did that a little bit of higher octave, but I can't do it right now. And then you have Expedition, which I also think is probably your tried and true Dispatch mode, but I'm just assuming on those two. So those are the additional gameplay modes that you can look forward to. If we go back over here to the home screen, I want to make good on what I just said there. So if we go over here to my mysterious girl, if you go over, actually that's the wrong button. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, here it is right over here, artifact. So here are the different weapon types that you can switch her out with. So once again, you can make her look different, and you can change the way the way she attacks, her weapon, a method of attack. There you go. I'm trying to find the words, ladies and gentlemen. The method of attack, whether it's like AOE, single target, range, etc., etc. When it comes to upgrading your characters, pretty straightforward. Right now, I'm maxed out. Can't go up any higher. I need to go find these materials. It functions very much like an idle game when it comes to that respect. Hit evolve. Boom, there you go. And now I can go all the way up to level 30. Rinse and repitan. There's also gear drops in this game, as you guys might expect. You put your gear on the character. Then you can also decompose older gear that you're no longer using to use the materials that you get from that to pump up +1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 on the gear there. So there you have it. So that pretty much does this video, ladies and gentlemen. If you do want to play this game, just like all new releases, there are some first recharge rewards. You got me there. You got me there. All right, fine. Not bad. First recharge reward. Obviously, there's some login gifts. There's different packages that you can buy. You know, not very surprising at that. There's your daily login calendar here. Here's a free character that you're going to get there. You have your monthly cards, time packages, etc., etc. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and end the video off. As we always do, there is a guild function as well called Legion that opens up at level 30. As you guys can see, I was only level 21, so I don't have that open, so I can't show you any more details on that one. You have your basic summon here, you have your friendship summon here, and then you have your advanced summon here. I don't have enough to do a full 10 pull, so we'll just go ahead and do this one at a time, and I'll show you the full summoning animation, as you guys can see there. Really would love to have a futuristic hero collector, man. Like, that's my dream. A good one, though, not a terrible one. This is not a terrible game, though. This game is not terrible at all. It's just, you know, it's okay. It's just average, and there's so many other games out there that are better than this one. So it's like, if you have the time, if you're not playing those other games, and sure, give it a shot. But I'm always just very pessimistic when it comes to games like this that come out. I don't feel confident dedicating time or money into them because I don't know what the future is going to hold for them. I mean, they couldn't even be bothered to fully translate the screenshots on the Google Play Store. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when I see games like that, it just screams to me that they just threw the game out to the global audience to see what they could what type of money they can get really quick, and then they're going to bounce out. If you can't even translate the screenshots on the Play Store, if you can't even check out, look at this. Look at this. You see this? You see it at the top of my screen? That's the name of the game right now. This is the global launch. They couldn't even be bothered to translate the app name. So it just seems to me like this game probably just going to be a little flash in the pan. It's going to come out. They're going to abandon it. Once again, these are not rooted in facts. I'm completely making this up, but you know what? It sounds true. So there you go. My name is FG3000. I thank you so much for watching. This has been a look at Angel Legion, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.